Amazing. So I guess we're good. I hope you can hear me. Uh, am I audible?
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So thank you so much for joining today. Today's careers or introduction to the challenge, week 7. And today we're having an amazing topic. We're having an amazing topic, leadership. Of course, like leadership is a wide, like it's everywhere. But yeah, so as we dive in, of course, I want this to be more like interactive. Just if you have any question in the midway while I'm talking, just raise a hand, or maybe you can even type in the chat box. We can also speak. But also, if you have maybe any code, anything that can help within this amazing topic today, you can share. So, without further ado, let's just go on and see. And of course, we're starting like think about the best leader you've ever worked with, like, you've ever met, you've ever worked with, and what are some of their qualities you admire, something that you did admire about them. Just think about that. Maybe if you're also able, you can also share in the chat box, chat as we're going forward. Like any leader you've been opposed to or you've worked with, and what are some of their qualities you admire? Maybe you'll be like, oh, this one was like a very good time manager, or maybe like they gave like good feedback. You can mention it is a lot. But then going forward, everyone has the capacity to be a leader. And being a leader means that you are not in charge, but you're responsible for few. Everyone, you're in charge, but also when things go right, you give away all credits, and when things go wrong, you take the responsibility. And of course, you are concerned about the human beings and not just their output, being able to create an environment where your followers feel safe enough to say, I need help, I made a mistake. So it's just people to be open to you. So everyone has a capacity to be a leader. You just have maybe to clear out being a leader, to understand this, what being a leader means, or maybe clear all uh, the list. So self-leadership, if you want to lead, you invest at least 40% of your time in leading yourself first. This by Day3. Also self-awareness, also when it comes to self-leadership, the self-awareness, like character trait check, you have to know your character, like who are you as a person, like what or who, what the worst leader you ever had, what did they do to be the leader, from a scale of 1 to 5, how much do you possess yourself, like self-awareness? But also, what strategies or what strategic plans can you implement to improve? Those are just random questions. While self-awareness, but also these leadership problems. According to Rao Sulaman, he said like leadership problem is equal to the little time times people times power. I don't know, maybe you can challenge this one, but in leadership, there's also some multiple problems. Also talking about like tips on managing people as a leader. Like this is some few collected tips. There's many while managing people as a leader. So reflective listening. This the first tip. Of course, like listening to people you lead, listening to people that you're working with. Also assert yourself. Assert yourself. Manage different level of skills because you work with different people from different areas, from different categories, from different levels as well. But also encourage people to share their ideas more. Fuel people's strength or motivations. Navigate rivalry in your team, but also you have to be confident while being a leader or wanting to be a leader. Of course, like being a leader, you have to be so much confident about you, what you're doing or how you're doing and when you're doing everything. So going forward here, we have leadership styles. This is not new topic. This is not like new things to us. But of course, we know autocratic leadership, there's democratic leadership, we have bureaucratic leadership, charismatic leadership, and those one. But also, leadership is not about titles, positions. Uh, I think I jumped one here. How do you inspire actions or motivations? There's common values and beliefs, there's loyalty, there's trust, there's empathy, there's sense of belongings. And this goes with this, we used to call it like, how do you call it? This why, how, what? I forgot the name, but someone can help us in the chat box. But yeah, so going forward and maybe coming to the end, leadership is not about titles, positions, or chats. It's about one life influencing another. This is by John C. Maxwell. He have his book called How Becoming a Leader. I guess if I'm not wrong with the title, but I will share. I think I did read the book, and if you can also maybe interested, I will share the link. But I also have the physical book here. I don't see it here. Yeah. So that's what we have today on the topic of leadership. But then let's see on the careers challenge what we have and what we have to do as this week is non-technical challenge. Okay, I hope my screen is visible. All right, thank you to it. All right, so of course, this is Kifiya, a mastery training program, week 7, the Paris Challenge, and it's about leadership, as we said from the introduction. So in this week's leadership challenge, you will gain a deeper understanding of effective leadership by reflecting on past experiences and analyzing your own leadership strength and weaknesses. Through a real-world scenario, you will develop practical skills in team management, conflict resolution, and decision making under pressure. By the end of this challenge, you'll be better equipped to lead diverse teams, navigate complex challenges, and apply leadership styles that inspire and drive results. That's why we have this challenge this week, and that's what you will be able to after. So, as an introduction, have you ever wondered what makes a truly good leader? So, we often picture powerful figures who have shaped history, from revolutionary leaders like Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. to influential business titans. But what exactly sets this individual apart? And why do some leaders inspire unwavering devotion while others struggle to gain tractions? So, at this core, leadership is about influencing others to achieve a shared goal. As leaders, we inspire and guide our teams to navigate changes and accomplish the organization's objectives. So the key dates, of course, today, Friday, 2nd of this is the day of the tutorial, but the submission date is bit way extended. We want to submit on 13th uh, January. Of course, like we have like enough time to also enjoy the Ethiopian Christmas. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, yeah. So the deliverable tasks to be done, we have two tasks. Task A, as a leader, it's essential to recognize and acknowledge your strength and weakness to effectively manage and develop your team. So reflecting on past experiences of effective leaders can help you identify traits to avoid and areas for personal growth. Yeah, to avoid and areas of personal growth. So by identifying the traits of successful leaders and those that are less so, you can reflect on your own strength and weakness, ultimately shaping your personal leadership style. Think about the least favorite leaders you have ever had the experience of working with. Like anyone in your experience. It could be maybe your teacher, your headmaster, anyone. So this could be a manager, a supervisor, a team leader, anyone within your experience. And then exercise here on task A. Who was the least favorite leader you ever had? Describe their position, behavior, and any notable characteristics. So you don't have to mention maybe the names or maybe personal address or everything. Just the position, behavior, and any notable characteristics. So number two, that was one. Number two, what did they do to be your least favorite leader? Identify specific actions, decisions, or behaviors that made them ineffective. Number three, do you resonate with any of the behavior your least favorite leader has? Highlight three weaknesses you believe you have as a leader. That's number three. And then number four, for each of the weaknesses identified, explain how you aim to improve on them as a leader. And task B, which is the last one, you are the project manager at Novatech, a software development company. Your team has been tasked with developing Project Phoenix, critical new product that will determine the company's future in the competitive tech market. Project Phoenix launches deadline. Project Phoenix launch deadline is 3 months away, and the companies are really waiting its success. This is a scenario. So your team consists of diverse individuals with a varying levels of experience. We have John leaving in 2 weeks, a seasoned developer and key team member with in-depth knowledge of the project's core component. His departure will leave a significant gap in expertise. We have Aisha. Aisha is a new team member with a background in emerging technology. She's suggested using a different technology, EcoStack, which is familiar with, but it's different from the team's unusual process. Then you have Mark. Are we together? Like, can you guys hear me? Is everything right? Like, let me not be talking alone. All right, amazing. Thank you. Thank you. I was just confirming. So yeah. So we have Mark. Mark is a senior developer with experience in software development. He experienced concerns about the feasibility of Aisha's proposed approach to the project. Then you have Raj. Raj is a mid-level developer with experience in his software design patterns. He's been working on the project's UI components. Then you have Lena. Lena is a junior developer who's been assisting with testing and debugging. Then you have David. David is a quality assurance QA engineer responsible for ensuring the product meets the required quality standards. So during the team meeting on Monday, John announced his expected departure, leaving the team with a significant knowledge gap. Remember, he's one with the knowledge of the project's core component. Like he is the master of the project and he's leaving in just 2 weeks. So added workload, John's expertise will be sorely missed. Aisha's suggestion to use EcoStack has sparked debate, as it would require significant changes to the project's architecture. Mark has expressed concerns about Aisha's proposed approach, citing potential risks and delays. So, as the project manager, it's your responsibility to A, address the knowledge, address the knowledge gap left by John's departure. B, resolve the disagreement between Mark and Aisha. Then C, ensure the project stays on track and meets the immovable deadline. I will repeat this one. On C, you ensure the project stays on track and meets the immovable deadline. Remember, there is a deadline for the project. And number D, Motivate and guide the team to overcome the challenges ahead. Then exercise on this one, explain 5 ways to ensure what John's departure does not have a significant negative impact on the success of the project. Using the tips of managing people, outline a step-by-step approach you will use to address Maki's concerns and Aisha's suggestions. Number 3, which leadership styles, on the leadership styles we have seen above on the tutorial, will you use to motivate and guide the team to ensure the project stays on track and meets the deadline? Explain why you chose that style or styles. Giving example of occasions where you will use them. Then submissions here, make a report and convert it into PDF, then submit to 10x or submit a Google link. But remember, grant access, please. Grant access while submitting your submissions as a link. But also due date is on 14th, as I said, for 11 9, that's East African time. We 10x learning platform, and yeah, and the let policy. This is already so. That's what we have today. And if there's any question, maybe or anything, for now, then we wrap up. Everything is fine. Okay. So amazing. Thank you so much for joining. I think we also share the slide on Slack probably. But within a few hours, also you also access this one on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining. Happy New Year. It's a Happy New Year on our side here from Rwanda. So Happy New Year as well to you guys. Thank you. Ciao, ciao.